So guys, I mentioned a little bit about praying for some people the past 3 months and seeing some miracles take place right before my eyes. And probably the first 15, 16 people I prayed for, I saw no breakthrough. So I just want to give one of the most recent testimonies that I actually got on video that I'll show here shortly. The Lord highlighted a guy out in the park where I walk my dog every evening. And I've seen this guy before, and he's in a wheelchair, and his wife follows him around with a walker. And so he'll get out of his wheelchair and he'll walk for 5, 10 yards, 15 yards sometimes at best, and then sit down in the wheelchair and rest. So the day that the Lord said to go pray for him, I went over there and I just learned a little more about him. His name is Alec. He's from Russia. So him and his wife came here to receive cancer treatments at MD Anderson. And Alec actually has leukemia. And the leukemia has gotten to a point where it's attacked his nervous system and his spine, which has took away his sensation in his legs and his ability to walk. His mobility is very hindered now. He doesn't have much hair. So when I met him, he had like a heavy dark cloud hanging over him, and once I found out what was going on, he said none of the progress reports from MD Anderson are looking good. Everything's going downhill. So I know what the Lord spoke to me, and it was my duty and my responsibility to step out in faith from what I heard and provide God a platform to act. So I started praying for Alec. I started speaking to the cancer into his body. I started speaking to his nervous system. I laid my hands on his knees and spoke over his knees and his legs to be strengthened, and rebuked the things that are in his body that are not from God. And I always ask people if they feel anything when I pray for them. Sometimes people feel heat, they'll feel tingling. I feel it in my own body sometimes, and sometimes they don't. It's always a good sign, but it doesn't dictate whether or not someone's going to have breakthrough. So I prayed for him, and I encouraged him to stand back up and start walking, and to tell me if he noticed anything different. I do recall when I prayed for him that I had my hands on his knees, and when I asked him if he felt anything, he said he felt nothing in his legs, but his entire forehead was tingling. So I knew God was doing something. Alex started walking, and to the blind eye, it didn't look like anything changed at all. His walking was still hindered. He was walking slow. Nothing had changed. He didn't feel stronger. But here's something very important, is when I left, I told him that I love him. I told him I'm going to continue to pray for him. I encouraged him. I spoke life and truth into that situation, and that God loved him. Alec, say hi, Alec.
Hi.
Is this your wife, right?
Yeah,
And this is his wife. They're from Russia. Just prayed for him. I know God's touching him. He's a wonderful man. He's going to be on fire for God. And when I left, I never said nothing happened, because everything that I sowed into him through prayer, if I walk away and roll away and say that nothing happened, I can just rip everything that I just prayed into him. It's like we plant seeds and they take root, and if your doubt when you leave, it will pull that seed out. So I was I filmed it, and I was very anticipating when I would see him again, because he's not out here much where I walk the dog. And just last week, I crossed paths with him again. And as I was approaching him and his wife just had a huge smile on their face. Like his entire demeanor had changed. So obviously I was getting excited. I'm like, man, what has he got to say? I know I got some good news here. So I visited with Alec. And Alec told me that his white blood cell count has not changed, but it's because the doctors want to keep the count low, so the chemotherapy that they're administering has a greater effect on countering the leukemia in his body. And so he didn't like that. He's been telling his doctor, I don't want to do the treatments anymore. I want my white blood cell counts up. But here's what he did say. All right, guys, so out here with Chico, walking the dog, typical evening, and guess who I ran into? My buddy Alec and his wife, and they're out here walking, and so I said I would follow up. Alec told it's been about, 4 weeks? Yeah? And so what has happened since then? What do you notice?
Okay, better.
Okay.
It's fine.
Legs getting.
Very strong. Very strong. It's
And
good.
what'd you tell me when I saw you? What are you doing? What are you doing now that you weren't able to do?
I don't know.
How far are you walking now?
First time, maybe 10 meters. Now 1 mile.
So first time 10 meters.
4 weeks.
In 4 weeks, you were only able before
Every
the prayer.
day. Every day.
Before the prayer, only 10 meters, and now 4 weeks later, you're able to walk a mile.
Yes.
Yeah, amen to that,
I
dude.
need it every day. I need it.
All right, man. So I prayed for him again, and we spoke and prayed over the blood counts, the white blood counts, and the cells, and we're confident, and we know what the Lord does. Sometimes it's a process, sometimes it's immediately. But in all things, He works for good, and so we speak that over Alec's life. And yeah, I'm blessed to know him and his wife. His wife's always got joy on her face, and they're awesome. So I prayed over him again. I spoke over the leukemia. I spoke over the white blood cells. I just took authority of the situation, and I'm ready to see him again because I feel with every bit in my heart that the Lord is removing this from that has come to attack his body, and he's going to be healed. I've prayed for a woman, and I've seen her after I got through praying for her 3 times. She was in a walker, and she left the walker at Snap Kitchen and no longer needed it. And every time stuff like this happens, people end up crying. I end up crying. It's absolutely beautiful. And what's even crazier is I haven't been healed yet, but it doesn't stop me because I get filled up and blessed every time I do this. So I really encourage people to start stepping out. Like, it's not until you provide God a platform to show up, to do something that you can't do in your own strength, that it's going to happen.